Good afternoon. What we're going to talk about is Profits Acceleration. It is financial freedom, the ultimate lifestyle. This is online money making. Simple, simple, simple. It's an auction. You can even do it on your phone. It really is that simple. So what's our members saying now? Malika said, I'm really impressed with the transparency of the group. I can communicate with the moderators and all the other members in real time. Absolutely. Beth, I want to learn how to help people make money and keep money, and this program has both. Fantastic. James, I am older now. I want a new hobby, and I don't want a hobby that I need a bunch of tools or a large area to store vehicles. This looks perfect. People to talk to, and I can make money in my living room. Perfect. And then Jared says, I tried day trading in the past. I know it will work, but it wasn't working for me. I couldn't learn with newsletters and YouTube videos. This is all different. I can talk to members, moderators, and mentors. I don't need to make a bunch of mistakes to get it right. And there are meetup groups. There are meetup groups you can go to. We've got Jacksonville. There's going to be a new one in Tampa. There's one in Atlanta. I've been to one in Phoenix recently, and I think it was like Dallas and Seattle. Okay, as far as me, I'm Mark Clark. I was born in Iowa, Maquoketa, Iowa, Quad City area, Dubuque, Muscatine. I moved to the Tampa Bay area in 2021, November. I've got a bachelor's degree. I've got a master's in technology, information technology, black belt in Taekwondo. I'm a commercially rated aircraft pilot. I belong to the AT&T Signature Client Group when I was the account manager for John Deere, and I've been a business owner since 2009. We provide phone service to agriculture and construction equipment dealers around the country. So what do we do? Simple, simple, simple. It really is simple. We train to buy and sell contracts on Wall Street, just like the big boys. This is an auction, totally online. It is literally totally online. There's no multi-layer marketing here. What we are is a training program. You learn how to do it. We provide a support group. We'll talk more about that in the future here. And what we're doing is so simple, it's really hard to wrap your head around it. Why am I here? Looking for fun future members. We need people to keep the group fresh, just like an AOPA, which I'm in airplanes, so Aircraft Owners Pilot Association and Experimental Aircraft Association and AARP. I guess we're all probably familiar with that. Veterans of Foreign Wars. I don't know if they actually recruit people or if they just come in. A couple of other groups I've been in, AITP, Association of Information Technology Professionals, RGA Network. I mean, all these require a membership and a cost to that membership. Who are we looking for? People that are retiring. You want to keep your mind strong. I mean, this is a fantastic way of doing it. People want a little more money than they spend. You know, that's kind of how I looked at it. Later, in the beginning, I looked at it a lot different. But people with an entrepreneurial spirit, but you don't want to start a business. Had a friend tell me about wanting to buy a van, and apparently this van was outfitted for magic. So he wanted to be a traveling magician. The van was going to cost him like $45,000. I don't know what other costs were involved. And I told him about this. He couldn't wrap his head around it. It just, for some reason, it just makes no sense to so many people that something can be this easy. You just buy and sell in an auction. People that want to travel, make a little extra money while they're traveling. I actually did some trading when I was in Egypt on a Nile cruise. It worked just fine. I just tried it to see if I could make any money. I think I made $125, which made me happy. people who want to leave behind a legacy, you know, this is the only way I know that a person could make a ton of money if they put their mind to it. And people that are looking for something fun and exciting to do with minimal effort, which again, no customers, no selling to, you know, selling goods and products, no having to create content to sell stuff on the, I mean, there's nothing here. It's just so crazy. You are just buying money and selling money. I mean, that's what we really wanted to do in the first place. That's why we got into business, and that's why we go get a job, and that's why, you know, whatever. We want the money. So why not start at the money instead of all these narratives that says, oh, you got to go buy real estate. Oh, you got to get a franchise. Oh, you got to get 2 jobs. Oh, you got, I mean, it just, this is simple. This is really, really simple. You only need to remember 4 numbers. 4. Oops, there we go. 4. Contract for difference, which is $50 per dollar of movement. Number of contracts, start out with, just think of the number 1, a gain of 4 points and a stop of 3 points. Those are the 4 numbers we're dealing with. Here's an example of the simplicity of the screen. If you look onto the wait, maybe I can put my pointer there. Okay, if you look at the right side, this is where you buy and sell. I didn't get a good picture, but that's irrelevant. And then on this side is where these candlesticks form. We have a special overlay that creates this signal. And then this is what the price of the S&P 500 E-mini is at that particular time. Oh yeah, here's a better screen. So here I'm in a trade. I have brackets. I have my ticks. I bought it at, I'm in at 3,997, but I put no money to buy this, and it costs no money to sell it. I mean, if it goes back to 3,997 and I sell it, what I have spent is $4.50 for a round trip, which I'll get into further. But this is where I've made all the money I want to make, and then down here's another where I've spent all the money I want to spend. That's all we do. That's it. Contract for difference. It's leveraged 50 to 1. So when the price moves $1, you make $50. And on the other side, if the dollar goes down, then you spend $50. So this is what we're training to do, right? The idea is to make money and not spend money. So in that previous screen, I ordered a contract at $39.97 right here. There was a buy order and 2 sell orders. This is a safety measure. This is a bracket. So we know how much we are going to make or how much we are going to spend when we get into that trade. There's no letting your winners run or stopping your losers sooner. I don't know. There's some of those crazy things. Okay, so on the screen, the price is $4,175, giving me a profit of $237.50. Oops, let me go back. So there's the green. It says $237. The price action is right up here, $4,001.75. In this example, because I've been doing this longer, I'm doing a G7S5. So it changes as your capabilities change, but I am waiting for it to get up here to the 4,004. And at that point, I would have made $350. And to be honest, I don't even know when I took this shot. So I can't remember if I made any money on this or not, or what I made. Okay, so that's the contract for difference. That's the first number we need to remember. So the idea is to make money and not spend money. Number of contracts. What we're saying is we're just going to do 1 contract. So remember, we are a training group and not a support group. Your money is your money. The reason why we're a training group is because there's too many regulations to get involved with your money. It's just that simple. Vanguard, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, they have to go through who knows how much licenses. Edward Jones, I've had people come to me and ask me, why don't I just give you my money and let you trade it? First thing is actually the quality of life. I have no desire to make any more work than I need to. But secondly, there's a whole lot of regulations around that. You've heard of, what was the big Bernie something? I can't remember. The Ponzi scheme guys. Bernie Madoff, I believe it was. Okay. So he took people's money. When they wanted some money back, he gave it out of the kitty. He never traded a dime. Craziest thing. Okay, so you don't increase your performance. You only increase the number of contracts. That's the beauty of this. Once you figure out how to make 10 points, 5 to 10 points a week, and that is if you made, well, that's the idea. We'll get back into that more. So if you buy 10 contracts, so every dollar that it moves, it's $50. If you bought 10 contracts, then every move is $500. In the screenshot, had I been trading 10 contracts, I would have had $2,375 of profit. If it were 100 contracts, it would be $23,750 in profit. Keep in mind, though, we are just a flea on a big dog's back. So the sweet spot seems to be between 10 and 20. The reason is because we're small enough that if we want to sell 10 contracts, there's somebody there to buy it. If you get up more than 20 contracts, then it might take a couple of times to get all those contracts sold. That just, again, creates complexity we don't need. But first you have to get up there. Okay, gain of 4, stop of 3. Before buying a contract, we already know how much we will make or spend. With one contract, a gain of 4 points. So back to this screen. So a gain of 4 points would have meant it going up to 4,001. So all the price would have had to do is go to 4,001, sell it, and we have the 200. So we have the $200. So it went up 4 points, we make $200. If it goes back 3 points, we spend $150, but we're still not risking more than we make. So the whole system is like hunting, whether it's hunting critters or antiques or the perfect dress. Not for me, but for some. You have to have patience. So it isn't like things are going to, and that's why this particular instrument is picked, is because it goes slow enough that statistically we know how the money is going to be made. Sort of like an airplane. When I was learning to do my instrument rating, I did it in the smallest airplane you can do it in, a Cessna 150. Nice and slow. I'd get up on the numbers. There's a thing called a glide slope. Glide slope, and all you have to do is put the arrows right in the middle, and that tells you you're exactly on the slope. Nice and slow. Never had any problems, even at the beginning. Very few problems. But he had a faster airplane. He kept trying to go faster. He was going twice as fast as me, and things were messing up twice as fast. So we want it nice and slow so we know what the outcome is going to be. And you only want to take enough trades a week to make 5 or 10 points. So in this example, let's say I put in a trade, I spend $3, all right, or 3 points, which would be $150. Next one comes along, I get in, I spend another $150. So that's a total of I'm now down 6 points. That's how we get to the points. But then I win the next two, which is 8 points. So now I'm at a total of 2 points. And then the next two is a win and a loss. So now I'm up to 3 points. The next one's a win and a loss, 4 points. Next one's win and a loss, 5 points. And then I think 6, 7, whatever that case may be. So in 12 trades, I'm at 10 points and I've made $500 and I'm a 50-50 trader. Half of them I lost and half of them filled. And all you have to do is once you have that consistency, all you have to do is increase your number of contracts. And that was the second number we learned, right? So that would be 5,000 a week, and nothing changes other than clicking 5 instead of 1. Your performance is exactly the same. So what's the trick? And this is it, mechanical. You need to know how to load the charts, get them ready for buys and sells. You need to have a group to talk to. The technical, what the charts are telling you. Price is going up, price is going down, and you need a group of people to help point things out. Fundamentals. With our group, most of this is done for you. We learn on the S&P 500 E-mini, just like buying a franchise, a Subway. Yeah, probably something a lot less than a Subway. Probably more like a dog wash. Emotional. That's where the support group is absolutely necessary. Without it, you're all alone, and all you do is make mistakes until you're done. So the success rate with the group is much higher than just trying to do it alone. And I know people. I mean, I've told them about this group. People that I've known for years. Oh no, I'll get Motley Fool newsletter and I'll make I don't need the group. Okay, well, that didn't work. I'll get Ramsey's email. Oh, that didn't work. Or I'll just learn how to do the Thinkorswim platform and do options and all this, do options for this, do options for that. I mean, the complexity that I hear from these people is hard for me to wrap my head around, is really what it is. I mean, this is simple. This is really simple. What will our future members get? You get an academy that'll jumpstart you to understand how to actually do this trading with our training. 5 live training sessions per day, complete transparency, talk to members, talk to moderators, whoever you want to speak to. And you can choose and pick. You could be on all 5 live sessions or just the main one. It's totally up to you. There's an online track record so that your progress can be measured and analyzed by mentors. So the very first thing is, you do these things called playbacks. They're simulated. You got to do the simulated stuff. And once you get to the point where your simulations are consistently 5 to 10 points a week, because the playbacks are just past price movements that you work with to get a better understanding of how this is all done. It's a batting cage. So once you realize you're at 5 or 10 points, you don't need a mentor to tell you. So once you're at 5 or 10 points, then you speak to a mentor. The mentor looks at your trades, makes sure that you were following our rules, which there's only 4 rules, and that the trades you made were within the rules, so that if you turn the switch to go live, you'll be able to follow your rules. You have access to other members, mentors, moderators. We have monthly meetups throughout the country. Jacksonville, going to start one in Tampa, Atlanta, Dallas, Phoenix. I think I mentioned this before. I can't remember anymore. National meeting. There's one yearly. I just got back from one in Phoenix. So why the support group is so important. Emotions, emotions, emotions. When I started this, the founder talking to the group says, you are going to break every rule because you're human. And he was right. Every rule. Fortunate thing about it is I could get back on session and get straightened out again. So if it wasn't for the group, I can just imagine how somebody, there's this thing called revenge trading, and there's doubling down, and all these crazy things, moving your stops, and just, I mean, if a person had said, oh, you know what, I'm going to take, well, I did know someone. She had 15,000 in a crypto account. I told her about this group. She said she didn't understand it. She didn't want to take the time. She had her son telling her what to do. She put her money into crypto, didn't know what she was doing. And, I think it was like in one day she lost most of it. I think she got $500 or $600 back. Then I says, well, you should have joined the club. She goes, well, I can't now. I don't have any money. I was like, all right. So support group keeps you on track to make your goals, shows you daily how money is made. That's the big one. Discuss reasons to get into the markets or stay out of the markets, and staying out is preservation. It's just as important to know when not to buy or sell. Tips and tricks for your charts and pattern recognition. I mean, you can't get this on YouTube. You can't get this in newsletters. I mean, we've got at any one time 200 plus people on, very intelligent people, and you get to share in their knowledge, and it's hard to believe the price of what is being offered here compared to what you're getting. I mean, it's just insane. Friendship, you will build many relationships because all are like-minded. There's 200 plus daily participants and thousands of members. How to get started, we discussion on commitment of time. I mean, the one thing is we all want to make sure anybody that becomes a new member succeeds somehow. So there is a plan. So there's got to be a commitment of time. You got to be able to follow rules. You need to work towards consistency of decision making and all this stuff. You probably could do it overnight, but we're only human. I purchased the 18-month education program that includes our best practices, controlling your psychology of trading. You'll get introduced to your mentors and getting logged into your daily trading sessions and track records and go through videos and start your practice. Depending on how quickly you want to go, just, it's like Paget. You got to go through all these things no matter how long it takes you. So some are racing through the academies, they're talking to mentors already. They're created a track record. They're going through playbacks. I mean, there's a succession of things. You can attend meetup groups for support after weeks, take trades on simulators before going live. When you go live, you have a mentor evaluate, and then you can fund a brokerage account. And, this is really a question that I threw back to myself one day because of looking at my portfolios. It says, what would you pay to make $1 million and more? And I'm thinking, man, I know what I paid, and it was just a spit in the bucket. Okay, so what does it cost? You get an 18-month program, you get an academy for a quick start to learning, you get 5 live trading sessions, you pick, or you go to all of them, get an online track record, mentors, moderators. It's a one-time fee for $18,000 for unlimited use for 18 months. And $18,000 to make $1 million is just a drop in the bucket. So you can call or text 800-367-2726 or send us an email at ProfitsAcceleration@gmail. You know, your success comes from the group. When you have that many people succeeding, all it does is just drag you with them. That's what it happens. If you're the type that's always in the back of everything, well, this will drag you to a different level, and it's impossible not to succeed as long as you do what you're told. I mean, it's just so hard to wrap my head around, but that's the way it is. So, let's sign you up. You must believe it to see it. And I didn't put that wrong. I mean, once you believe that you would, when you're looking at people make money on this system, once you believe it, it's easy to see. It really is. You push a couple of buttons and you make money. I don't know how much easier it can be. You can't buy. I mean, I have a company. I have to buy a telephone. I have to sell the telephone. I have to send the telephone. I've got to provision the telephone. I mean, this is just crazy easy. And actually, I'm working to have my kids take my company over so I can just do this full time. Definitions, one of the things was, well, why the S&P 500 E-mini? It's the volatility. It moves up and down slow enough to make better assessments for gains and loss. There's always buyers and sellers. You can't get caught holding the bag with this instrument. Can't be manipulated. It's too big. The S&P 500, I don't know what the market is worth, but it's huge. Traded 23 hours a day. One asset class that is rigged. It's rigged to always go up. If there's an underperformer, they find a better performer and stick it in. It just always goes up unless there's a recession like we get into once in a while, but then it just turns around and goes back up. It never drops to zero, that's for sure. It doesn't even get close. It doesn't even get close to dropping to the last time it dropped. So you don't have to worry about that. And eventually, people wonder, well, where's the money in this thing? Well, it is a contract and it expires. And when it expires, you've got to buy it. So I never gotten that far. So I don't know what happens really. We never get to that point. But apparently there is a cash settled based on the spot value of the index. So there you go. That's what I found somewhere. So again, send us an email, give us a call, send us a text. Let's get you on board so you can see this. And it's so simple. I still can't believe it. So see you soon.